Hey everybody, it's Emily the Crazy Worm Lady. I am here today with the version 1 urban worm bag for an update. I've been working in my worm room today, and unfortunately I think my worm factory got infested with some fruit flies when I just thought I'd gotten the problem under control. But I wanted to peek in on all my systems and get everything well bedded up, so hopefully the problem will resolve itself shortly. But at first glance here, I don't see a whole lot of worms up top. So let me get this peeled back and we'll take a closer look. So it was interesting. This is the first time I've ever had this, but there were actually a few worms on the lid, which I've never had happen before. It's really nice and dry in some areas, but more moist in others, and it looks like some worms were just exploring. If you've seen some of my updates recently, we're getting some really nasty weather moving in, and I think some of the worms are a little bit restless from the barometric pressure changes, but despite all the springtails, there are quite a number of worms in little pockets here, and they look healthy. This system just blows my mind. Just look at how beautiful these castings are. It's just absolutely fantastic. The worms are always really active. They work through the food in here really quickly, and I seldom really have any problems in here. The worms just do their thing, I do my thing, feed them up, and we're good to go. But I'm not seeing fruit fly issues in here, which is encouraging. And this is like all castings. So that could also be another reason why they're climbing, is that they're hungry. I'm not even finding bedding. I am a little overdue on my update, but it hasn't been that long. And they're just flying through it. Here's a little bit of coconut core that hasn't broken down, but all in all, there's very little that these worms have not gotten into. Here's some tea bag, what do you call them? Little packets of the tea bags come in. I didn't know if they would break down or not. They had a slightly glossy finish to them, so I threw them in here just to see. I threw them in a couple of my bins, so if they don't, I'll pull them out later, but for now I'm just going to let them hang out in here. But I can't find any food except for a few of these little asparagus tops, but I'm going to go get them a nice feeding here, whole bunch of bedding, and we will get these guys fed up. Alright guys, so I got some food together for these guys. I'm going to lay down some of my dry mix here. I have a nice array of citrus, which if you guys have been watching some of my other videos this week, the worms are doing really, really well with. This was frozen and thawed. I'm going to break it open a little bit so that the worms can get into it quicker. If I can get my finger in it. I don't know if this one's gonna break open for me. So this one will stay whole. I'm not gonna give any more than 3. But if you saw my vermi bag, I fed that one pretty heavily with the citrus, and the worms did great. So I'm also gonna give them, looks like some banana, a sweet potato peel, and give them another few banana pieces as well. And I'm going to top it with a little bit more of the dry mix, especially since there's a lot of citrus. It's like a little pH buffer. But the moisture in here is great, so I'm not going to worry about adding any moisture per se. I think that what we have in here should be just fine. So I'm just going to dump a good amount of bedding in here. I want to prevent any fruit fly issues. So, nice thing about these bags is that they do close up tight. So if there's a little bit exposed, it should be okay. Unlike the worm factory or just an open tote system, this is a much better way to block out the bugs as long as you zip yourself up tight. I'll add a few more little handfuls here. But I think this is going to do pretty well. I'll leave it mounted up on this side, then our other side will just stay as is. And I guess we'll just leave this for another week. So let me know what you think. Drop those comments below, like this video, subscribe if you'd like some more content from me guys, and I'll be back with you real soon for an update.